Hi, Ali and Mustafa. I think you got to class before I did.
Yeah.
How are you guys
Teacher, I
doing?
have a question. I have a
Yeah,
question. Quickly. How many phrasal verb in English? But no shock me,
Ooh,
please. Please, no
A
shock
lot
me.
of.
I wish I could tell you the answer. I would guess like thousands.
Oh.
I honestly, I don't know.
Teacher,
Hundreds.
that's why I wanted to understand if there is like a grammar rules maybe to understand the meaning,
That's
because
the
sometimes
thing. The frustrating thing about phrasal verbs is they just, there are so many of them, and it's really hard to figure out for a lot of them what they mean just from context because they're kind of like expressions. They don't make a ton of sense all the time.
yeah, yeah, that's
So
right. That's right,
they're just
teacher.
idiomatic. So I mean, the best thing to do is just use them as much as possible and to not be afraid of using them because, it's okay to make mistakes.
But teacher, sometimes there is a big difference between like come in and come out. So a little will make a total meaning
Yeah.
different maybe.
And sometimes they're very funny differences because for native speakers because some of them honestly are I think someone said something in the last class where I said Google it because it's it was mildly like inappropriate, and that happens a ton with phrasal verbs, right? Students accidentally will say something that's quite funny because it's something that's it might have like a sexual connotation or something like that, and but it's just the difference of one teeny little pronoun, or sorry, one teeny little preposition, so you kind of just have to have fun with it. People will know what you mean. Don't worry.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay, so we were just talking about the last class that I had with these guys, which was phrasal verbs. Now we're moving on to idioms, which I think is equally complicated. And Mustafa, I hate to say it, but I think there are probably just as many idioms in English and in every language, right? I feel like they never end. There are always more idioms to teach. So welcome to everyone who is here. I think I've just seen. Oh, you love idioms, Mustafa. Do you
Uh,
really love idioms?
yeah, really, I really love idiom because teacher, it's another way to like improve your vocabularies. Okay?
Your vocabulary? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
better
All
from phrasal.
right, and let's see who. So hello again to Roa, Nader, Mustafa,
Okay.
and Ali. I just had all of you. I know that you're doing well, and I'm happy to have all of you back. And
Thanks.
who have I not seen? I saw Ismail earlier today. Nice to have you back, Ismail.
Hi, Kathleen.
How has your day been since our last class?
Uh, yes, it is okay.
Good. Are you sure? You seem a little bit
Yeah.
uncertain. All
I
right.
have many problems, but there is no time.
All right. Well, I'm happy to have you back here.
Thank
And
you.
Edgardo, who has that very pretty picture.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi,
How's
how are
it
you?
going? I'm doing well, and you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. I don't think we've met before, right?
No, this is my first class with you.
Okay. And where are you calling from?
Um, I am from Chile.
From Chile. Very cool.
Yeah.
And how long have you been on Verbling?
This is my third week,
Your
and
third week. Okay.
and until now it's been amazing.
Okay. Well, I can't let you down in this class then. All right. Well, it's really nice to meet you. My name is Kate. I'm an English teacher from the United States.
Nice to meet you.
All right. And hi, Alex. Last but not
Uh,
least, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good. I'm doing well, thanks. Very nice to see you. Do you have plans for the weekend?
No, I haven't plans by now. I don't know what I'm going to do.
All right. And did you have a good week?
Yes, yes, a simple week, studying, and
It
that's
seems
all.
like you're working very hard in school or studying.
Yes, I'm studying. I'm studying.
hmm And when do you have your exam?
Uh, I have the exam in June or July in summer
Okay.
the next year. So
So you still have some time, but still a lot of studying.
sorry?
You still have some time to prepare.
Yeah, yes, I have 7
Mm-hmm.
months
Mm-hmm.
or less.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Mm-hmm. All right, great. And welcome back, Arina.
Thank you.
I didn't actually get to ask you where you were from in the last class.
I am from Russia.
From Russia. And great. And what was I going to say? It seems like you knew a lot of phrasal verbs, or you seemed quite comfortable with them already. Or
I
was that
don't know
just
how
confident?
comfortable, but
Well, you did a very nice job, is what I mean
thank
to say.
you. Thank you.
You did a
I'm
very nice
trying.
job. Good. And Andrew, hello again.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Doing well, thanks. Andrew, where are you calling from?
I'm from Ukraine.
From Ukraine. Cool. And before, were you at work or something when
Uh,
you joined
yeah,
the class? Yeah.
yeah. I was on the radio station, and there is no microphone to speak into internet, just on air, you know. So
Oh, whoa, you
I
work at
couldn't
a
speak.
radio station?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. And so you're like a radio host.
No, I'm a sound designer, spot maker. I'm sound man.
Very cool. That sounds like an interesting job.
Yeah, it seems to be.
All right. And Andrew, how long have you been on Verbling?
Less than 2 weeks, I guess.
Less than 2 weeks. So you're newish.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a rookie.
You're a rookie. Okay. Well, luckily there's definitely some Verbling veterans here, like Ali.
Okay.
Who else has Ali been here the longest? You've been here for a year and a half now, Ali. Is that right?
No, almost 1 year.
Almost a year. Has anyone been here for longer? No one. All right. Okay. So I'm very happy to have you all here. I think for those of you who I hadn't met before, which I think is just Edgardo in this class. But for Arina and Andrew, I'll introduce myself as well. My name is Kate. I'm an English teacher from the US. Today's class is about another sort of difficult subject, right, following phrasal verbs. It's about idioms. So idioms and expressions are complicated in any language, I think. And in English, we have a lot of them. We have some idioms that are more American, some are more British. I'm sure Australians have their own idioms, right? So that's one sort of component. So I've tried to choose, the way I've chosen these idioms that we're going to study today is I think they're quite universal. And they're ones that are very much tested on the TOEFL and other sort of advanced tests of English language because they're very common. Okay, so they're useful, they're common, and what they have in common is you're likely to either have heard them or to hear them again. All right, so for those of you who have, I'm sure you've all encountered idioms before, either in classes or just on TV, wherever. What are some idioms that you like that you've heard in English?
Like a fish out of water?
Like a fish out of water. Okay, I like that one too. And what does that mean, Mustafa?
It's like you uncomfortable, being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And have you ever felt like a fish out of water?
Yeah, in your classes, always.
Why do you say that?
Joking. But sometimes some example tricky.
In the last class? Why? Because it was difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. Other expressions or idioms that you've heard?
It rains like cats and dogs.
It's
Yeah.
raining cats and dogs. I like that you guys know all these animal idioms. I think animal idioms are fun. And what does it mean, it's raining cats and dogs?
It means it's raining, it's pouring.
It's pouring.
Heavy rain.
Exactly, exactly. Other expressions and idioms that you know and or like.
Trade on someone toys.
To tread on someone's toes. Good.
Toes.
You've been studying. I like that, Mustafa. Good. To tread on someone's toes. What does that mean?
Like you said something maybe hurt they feeling. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Good. To hurt someone's feelings. And Ismail, it's snowing where you live?
No, Kathleen,
Ah.
actually just sample.
You were just saying that? It was an
But,
example. All right.
I think snow is coming because the weather is getting colder and colder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know, did anyone see the news about New York where it was really snowing
Yeah,
cats and
yeah.
dogs?
Yeah.
They had like
Yes.
8 feet of snow or something. It was horrible.
Too early.
I'm happy to not be
Buffalo.
living there in this moment. All right. And Alex, I like that expression too. To say it like it is.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
I learned it yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yes. It means that to not to be ambiguous, to say the truth,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be clear.
Directly.
To be very direct. Yeah. So, to be
Yes.
honest, even though sometimes it might be a little bit harsh. Yes, Ismail, don't beat around the bush, right? These expressions go together. Don't beat around the bush, say it like it is, right? Tell something straight. And Adi contributing from the chat box, good. To steal someone's thunder, another good example.
Put your foot in your mouth.
To put your foot in your mouth. Okay, you guys know too many of these.
Yeah. And don't put
All right.
all your egg in one basket.
Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. I actually really like that one. What does that one mean, Mustafa?
Actually, this is mean like don't put like all your resources in one possibility maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
So
Yeah, don't count on just one thing. Don't depend on just one thing. So, for instance, if someone is applying to colleges and they say I'm only going to apply to Harvard. You would say, all right, wait a minute, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, right? Think
But
about.
teacher, sorry, I have just one, but I am not sure about the meaning. Walking on eggshells.
Okay. Did you study like an eggs idiom class or something? Idioms just about eggs. So walking on eggshells or treading on eggshells. Good. Does anyone know what that means?
It means be
To be very
careful.
cautious.
Yeah, to be very careful or cautious. Absolutely. Great.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah. Don't quit your day job. Okay. Good. All right. So
Safe for the rainy day.
clearly, you guys have all studied idioms before, and that's great. Today, I think some of the ones we're going to look at will be familiar. Hopefully, some will be new. This is good preparation for advanced, tests of English and just for general experience living in an English-speaking country, listening to English TV. We use these expressions very frequently. So we're going to do something similar to the phrasal verbs activity. If you guys were in my last class, we're just going to look at these first in context, okay? So you'll have a sentence that is missing part of the expression, and at the end of the sentence, you have a definition of what the expression or idiom means. So you're basically just going to want to see from the context, and this is a little bit easier to do, thankfully, with expressions than with phrasal verbs. If you can figure out what word would appropriately finish the expression. So let me show you what I mean. All right. So let's see. Ra, can you read the instructions under exercise 1?
You shouldn't try to burn
The instructions first.
Okay. You shouldn't try to. You will exhaust yourself to get up early in the morning and go to bed late at night on a regular basis.
Okay. So, all right. So, does anyone know? So, this is the first sentence, right? So, you have to choose the correct underlined word to complete the idiom, which is the whole thing in bold. Okay. And then the thing after the sentence is the meaning of the idiom. So, does anyone know what the answer to this first one would be?
To burn the candle at both
Yeah.
ends.
Mm-hmm. Good. And what does it mean to burn the candle at both ends?
It means, I guess, that you are going to consume slowly, but finally you're going to consume totally.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens if you burn a candle at both ends?
Oh, so it gets exhausted, maybe.
Yeah, it'll run out very quickly. So people say this, I remember when I was in college, my parents said this to me, right? You can't burn the candle at both ends, because I was, studying, working, trying to do so many things at once, and they gave me this advice. So I think this is a very useful expression. Don't burn the candle at both ends. Okay.
Don't overload yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so who can do number 2?
Once he started looking into the details, he realized what a can of worms they were opening. A difficult and complicated situation. A can of worms.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, and this is a bizarre English expression or idiom, right? A can of worms. What is a can of worms? Why would we use this expression?
Because you open like a gate of hell.
What's that?
A gate of hell.
Yeah, right? It's something when you open it, like they get everywhere, it's uncontrollable, right? Absolutely. A difficult, kind of messy situation. Okay. Who would like to read number 3?
Me? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It was a difficult decision, but he decided to take the bull by the horns and tell his boss that he wanted to leave the company.
Excellent. Okay, and this is an expression that I know a lot of you have learned with me before, right? When we did animal idioms.
Yeah.
What does it mean to take the bull by the horns?
To deal bravely or confidently with a difficult situation.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And can anyone think of a single verb that could mean something similar?
Face.
To face? Good. Yeah, or another one?
Control.
Control could work. I would say confront would be an even better word. Right? So to deal with something face on, face to face, right? Bravely. To take the bull by the horns.
We can say handle.
To handle. You can say, but he decided to handle has a slightly different meaning, right? Handle means to deal with in general, but here this is more of a, it has more of the idea of confrontation, right? You're really sort of going face to face with some problem or challenge.
Okay.
Okay. And we have a lot of bull idioms in English, using the animal of the bull. Does anyone know another bull idiom?
Like a bull in a Chinese house, a Chinese shop, like something like this.
Yeah, almost perfect. Like a bull in a china shop.
In a
And
China shop, yeah.
right. So a couple of things. Alex, to cope is slightly different. It means to deal with something, but it's usually something sad rather than something that requires bravery. So you might cope with a loss or grief or a difficult situation. So slightly different. Like a bull in a china shop is the other expression. And why would we talk about a bull in a china shop? What does that mean?
It means
The
like, okay.
Chinese ceramic product is world known, and if a bull goes into a china shop, it will destroy the whole ceramic products.
Yeah, exactly, right? It would be a disaster. So
Yes.
what does this idiom mean? If you say someone's like a bull in a china shop, it means that he or she is
Clumsy.
clumsy. Exactly. Someone who's clumsy. Good. Very good. Great. And then Andrew, yes, it's another vulgar expression that we use with bull, unfortunately, and it's something that somehow all of my teenage students seem to know this expression and not very much else. So helpful to recognize. Okay, number 4. Number 4. Who can read this one?
I
Okay.
can. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
No, no, no,
Arena.
no, no, no. Continue. No problem. No problem. Thank you.
But ladies first. How okay.
Okay. I don't know it, but I'll try.
Okay.
Some insurance companies make their customers pay through the nose for their service.
Exactly. Good.
Okay.
So what would it mean then to pay through the nose for something?
Pay a lot of money.
Yeah, it means to pay too much money.
Okay.
To pay too much money. Good. Absolutely. All right, and have any of you ever paid through the nose for something?
Yes, I paid through the nose for my house.
For your house. But that's a good investment, though.
That's a necessary evil.
It's a necessary evil. Very good. Yes. Anyone else? Have you ever paid through the nose for something?
Yes, I paid through the nose for my vacation.
For your
Last
vacation.
summer, yes.
Also worth it. Also worth it. Where did you go?
I went to Europe,
Mhm.
5 different countries. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was a lot of money, but it was good.
Good. What countries did you go to?
I went to Germany, I went to France, Belgium, England, and Russia, of course.
Okay. And are you from Brazil?
I am from Russia.
You're from Russia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very cool.
That's unnecessary evil.
It's an unnecessary evil. No, it's an unnecessary good. It's not an evil. All right.
Okay.
Okay, who can do number 5?
Me.
All right, Ali.
Okay. He knew that what they were doing was wrong, but turned a blind eye
Yep,
to it.
absolutely. Absolutely. And this is a super common expression. It's very useful to know this one. Very, very useful. So what does it mean to turn a blind eye to something or someone?
To ignore.
Exactly. Yeah, to ignore. Ali, have you ever turned a blind eye to something?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Maybe someone make a small mistakes and you don't want to say something bad or
Yeah, good. So to not hurt someone, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. All right, number 6.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Many people like to get off the beaten road path track when they take a vacation. Um, like to get off the beaten.
This one is tricky.
I haven't heard this idiom before.
Guess.
Maybe road.
It's track, off the beaten track, we say. And um, this one is something we use a lot to describe, if we're, people who live in the city will say, some weekends I just need to go somewhere to go off the beaten track, right? Just to sort of escape, to be somewhere that's maybe not as civilized or as complicated, right? A little bit more simple.
Get away.
To get away, yeah. But even more than that, it implies like living in sort of an extremely like exotic or distant place. Okay? All right, number 7.
I guess I can do it.
All right.
If you are pressed for time, we can talk later. So it means busy, in a hurry.
Absolutely. Good.
Pressed for time.
Pressed for time. And are you often pressed for time?
All the time. I'm pressed for time all the time.
Me too. Me too. I think most people are pressed for time these days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 8. Who would like to do number 8?
Me, Captain.
All right, Ismail.
I have been feeling a bit under the weather recently, but I am feeling better now.
Absolutely. And what does it mean to be under the weather?
I was ill.
Yeah, you were ill. Have any of you felt under the weather recently?
Today I feel under the weather.
Really? That's too bad. I'm a little under the weather myself, unfortunately. All right. Number 9.
I hope you will get over soon.
What's that?
I hope you will get over soon.
Thank you. I hope you do too. All right. Let's look at number 9.
He's a rather boring person, but once in a blue moon, he will come out with something really amazing.
Perfect.
Once in a blue moon.
Perfect. So, once in a blue moon. And what does that mean?
Rarely.
Rarely, very
Rarely. Yeah, almost never, right? Rarely. Good. All right. So, good. Number 10.
I can.
All right, Mustafa.
I am afraid your request is out of is out of the a question.
Is out of the question. Out of the
Can you hear
question.
me?
Perfect. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what does that mean?
It's mean impossible, not possible.
impossible. Yeah, it's absolutely out of the question. And you'll hear this a lot, you know, if you're in with bureaucratic things, right? So if you make a request for something and they really are just saying, no, that's not possible, you might hear something as extreme as, that's entirely out of the question. It's not possible. It's not possible. Okay? And why would we say something is out of the question? This one actually does make sense, believe it or not.
Maybe don't ask about that.
Exactly.
My answer is obvious. I think.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So don't even bother asking. Yes. Good. All right. Number 11.
Okay. Can I?
May I?
All right, Ali.
Okay. He gave us some information that was strictly off the record.
Great. Off the record. Off the record. And so what does it mean for something to be off the record?
What?
So what does that mean?
Unofficial.
Unofficial. Yeah. And who often uses the term off the record? What profession?
Journalist.
Yeah, journalists. So we talk about being on the record or off the record. Great.
Politician, maybe.
And politicians who say this is strictly off the record, right? Always.
Verbling classes last week.
Verbling classes are definitely on the record. For a brief time, they were off the record.
Last week, maybe.
Last week, they were off the record. What happens at verbling stays in verbling, right? Okay. Let's see, the next one, number 12.
Kathleen?
Yes, go ahead.
We don't want to lose ground in the baseball competition.
Good, yes, and to lose ground, what does that mean?
Lose ground mean becomes less successful than the others.
Yeah, so we talk about this in a competition, right? It means when you fall behind, when you stop being as successful, maybe, and you start to slip, you start to fall behind, and other people take your place. Okay, when you lose ground. And this can be in anything from business to sports to academics, whatever, any competitive environment. All right. Number 13, who would like to try this one?
I won't.
Okay.
Let's have a party at the beginning of the year. It will help to break the ice. To break the ice.
Ice breaking. Kathleen?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Say something.
He's gone.
Let's break the ice and talk.
To break the ice. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I can hear all of you guys. Okay, so maybe I'm doing something weird with my microphone. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what does it mean to break the ice?
To feel more friendly.
Yeah, right? To make things less awkward. To make things less awkward, and it's kind of to get people comfortable. To get people comfortable. And sometimes, like if you're meeting a new group of people at school or at work, people will organize icebreakers, which are little games to break the ice. Right? Okay.
Kickoff meeting?
What's that?
A kickoff meeting?
Yeah, you might play icebreakers at a kickoff meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 14.
I would like to read.
Okay.
Everybody should say exactly how they feel. That should clear the air.
Excellent. So to clear the air means?
To help end an argument or disagreement.
Yeah. So it's kind of to settle an argument, right? To just, so we can say to clear the air or to sort of air everyone's feelings means, you know, clearly there's a lot of tension. We all just need to say exactly what we think, to be honest, and then we'll get everything out, and then we can start to resolve this situation.
It's like start over, something like that.
It's kind of like to start over, but even more than that, it's just sort of just get everything off your chest. So to really just say everything you think, because there's a lot of tension, a lot of things that are left unsaid. So it's sort of the desire to just, that everyone should say what he or she thinks, and then we'll all at least know, right, if everyone's honest, and we can start to resolve things after that.
Turn a new page.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. To turn the page, to turn over a new leaf, right? Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Number 15.
Okay, I can read.
Okay.
It's very rude to talk, shop, or jobs when you are out with other people. It's very rude to talk.
This one is tricky.
GGG.
No.
Talk work.
No. Both of you are wrong. To talk?
Shop.
Shop, yeah. To talk shop. Okay, this one is a bizarre expression. But it's common, it's common. So if you say to talk shop, what does that mean?
To talk about your work.
Yeah, to talk about work. We say to talk about shop. I don't know why. I think because people used to have much more careers that were more based on, you know, crafting, on handiwork, right? So we would say, oh, they're talking shop. So this means when you're talking about work, or you're talking about, you're using the language of your profession, right, that other people might not understand. So using jargon and slang from your profession. And so here they're saying, no, it's rude to talk shop outside the office. You're out with friends, whatever. Okay. Number 16. Who can read that one?
We can't see numbers.
I don't see that one.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Show us.
It's only 15.
Still?
You need to scroll down.
I know, it's, for me it's scroll down. I think it must be frozen. Hold on. Let me reshare my screen with you. All right. Hello, everyone.
Oh, it's the same.
But I just unshared my screen. And now can you see it?
No.
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 No. How weird.
It's
Still?
out. It's out of the question.
The same. Same question.
All right. Still?
No.
No, we can't.
Can't see it. How strange. Okay, I'll just copy them for you then.
Yeah.
All right, so we are on number 16. Hold on, let me just copy this for you. We only have 3 left, so. Copying to the verbling box. So this is a little bit confusing, the formatting. It's so the 3 choices are land, place, and ground. And the expression is stand your blank in this sentence.
I can do that one.
Go ahead.
Don't let him stop you. Stand your ground and tell him you won't change your mind.
Good. Yeah.
So stand your ground. It's refuse to change your mind about something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to refuse to change your mind about something, to remain firm in your opinion. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Let me copy number 17. It's so strange that it wouldn't let me screen share the last part with you. All right. Okay, so number 17. Here, your choices are far, close, and exact in the expression da-da-da thing. It's one of those. It's a very simple but very common expression. Does anyone know?
Far?
The opposite?
Close.
Close.
Close. Yeah, right? Because he said, I only just passed my exam. I barely passed. So it was a very close thing. If I had missed one more question, I would have failed, maybe. Right? So we say, if it's a close thing, right? A close thing, it means very, something almost did or didn't happen. And we can
Like
also,
a
yeah?
like a
Go ahead.
close call,
A
an
close
accident,
call.
an
Absolutely.
accident that yeah
An
that
accident
didn't
that
happen.
almost happened, right? And people often say, that was a close one, right? So if like saying, whoo, thank God that accident didn't happen, that was a close one. Something bad almost happened, right? That was a close one, thank God. Okay, and the last sentence. Sorry, I'm copying. All right. The last sentence, and then you're free of idioms. Who can read this one?
What's happened? Put me in the picture
Yeah.
to let
Good.
somebody know what has happened.
Yeah.
Usually when other people already know.
Yeah.
They also say keep me in the picture.
Keep me in the picture. We often say keep me in the loop. Keep me in
Keep
the
me in
loop.
the loop. Thank you for keeping me in the loop.
Yeah, and that means to keep me informed.
Keep me posted.
Keep me posted, keep me in the loop. Absolutely. All right. Questions about any of these for idioms?
Can you write it down, this word loop?
Yes. So to keep someone in the loop.
You're a fast typer.
Thank you. I have a lot of practice from writing papers. All right. I know a lot of expressions to remember. I want to spend the last 15 minutes of class just practicing these, right, in conversation. So think back on the expressions that we learned in today's class and try to think of a question you would like to ask one of your classmates using one of these expressions. Okay, take a minute and think. And when someone has a question he or she would like to ask, go ahead and share it with the class. So for instance, what's something you only do once in a blue moon, for example?
Exercise.
Good. Earlier, Ali, we were playing a game called Two Truths and a Lie, and Ali's lie was that he walks for an hour every day. He's a couch potato.
Yeah.
All right. So you only exercise once in a blue moon. All right, good. Mustafa, what's something you do once in a blue moon?
I don't know, teacher, actually. Okay, no, I know. Studying grammar rules.
You study grammar rules once in a blue moon. All right.
Except in your classes.
Except in my classes. Good. Good answer. All right. So who has some other questions using these idioms?
I'll ask Alex.
Okay,
What is something you turn a blind eye to?
good question.
Sorry, can you repeat?
If what is something you turn a blind eye to?
Uh, I don't understand. Sorry.
So he said, what's something that you turn a blind eye to?
Ah, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Well, turn blind. Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I turn a blind eye when I cross my street with a neighbor that I don't like, for example. I could say that.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Um, Maybe a person who you see every day, but you don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Okay, so I see what you mean. That's not quite how we use this expression, but I see where the confusion is because, you're thinking of ignore or sort of avoid. So to turn a blind eye to would be more like if I see Ali robbing a bank, right, and I don't say anything. I just sort of look in the other direction. I pretend I didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of see something bad happening or something incorrect, maybe if someone tells a lie and you know it's false, right? But you just sort of ignore it, you let it go. So this is a tricky question, right? And when you asked that question, I was thinking, I don't know what something I turn a blind eye to is.
Maybe.
Well, yeah. Yeah, maybe once I saw a neighbor throwing a lot of papers on the street,
Mm-hmm.
and I get angry when I saw it, but I didn't say anything, so I turned the blind eye.
You turn a blind eye. Good, good, good. That's a perfect instance, Alex.
Okay.
Good. All right, and Ismail has a question. Ismail, read your question to the class.
Do you have some solution if you are pressed time?
Pressed for time.
Pressed for time?
Yeah, so what do you do when you're pressed for time? Good question.
If I pressed for time, I would look at my schedule and I will try to postpone something that can wait, maybe. And
Great. And explain for people who don't know the verb to postpone.
To delay something, to put something as if there's something that can wait, I will rather do it later than now.
Yeah, exactly.
To move it to the later date.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Good.
Maybe you can say I turned a blind eye to phone calls or visitors or something.
Good. You turn a blind eye to visitors and things like that. Okay, good. And Ismail, you said you would change your boss.
Yes.
You better not let him see this video.
Because it is impossible
These are
to solve
broadcasted,
my
right?
time problem
Really? You're very overworked?
with the same boss.
You have too much work?
Yes.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Actually, there's a trend everywhere at workplace. The process are speeding up, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's definitely a trend everywhere. Absolutely. All right, very good. What are some other questions you all thought of?
Teacher, I have a question for Ali.
Okay.
No, it's easy, Ali. If your friend don't talk one with another one to each other, teacher?
If your friends don't talk to each other?
Yeah. If your friend don't talk to each other, uh, uh, are you trying to clear the air with them, or to fix this solution?
Good. Yeah. Would you try to get them to clear the air?
Yeah, I try to clear the air, and maybe I organize a kind of party for break the ice.
Very good. I see what you did there. Very nice. Good. Good. Other questions?
I have one.
Okay.
For Ismail. Have you ever had to take the bull by the horns?
Interesting. So Ismail, you've been chosen.
Could you ask again,
Yes.
Alex?
Yes. Have you ever had to take the bull by the horns?
Actually, I didn't remember.
You don't remember the expression?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain what that expression means, Alex?
Yes, if you have ever had to face a difficult situation.
When you go back to home, your wife is angry.
Yes. Every time, Alex, my life is always spending to take a bull by your horn or something like this.
So between your boss and your wife.
Yes, between I have no life, I can say. My life belongs to half my boss and half my wife.
Uh-oh.
There is 0% belongs to me of my life.
Was he the one that was wearing that shirt the other day that had a picture of a man and a woman? Was that you, Ismail?
Yes,
That was you, right?
yes.
Yes, I remember that.
After marriage, I was a forza. I was a how can I say? There was a story. Did you read, Chaplin?
What's that?
A man who has to work in a ship as a root or paddleman,
As like a
with
yeah,
chain.
a slave.
Yes. I feel like this.
That's horrible.
Poor guy.
That's awful. No, his poor wife.
Yes, it is a torture, but it is reality.
And do you stand your ground with these people, with your boss and your wife? Do you stand your ground, or do you let them sort of boss you around?
Actually, I try to stand my ground, but I am not so successful.
Right, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
I think he's blowing things out of proportion.
I think that might be true. He might be blowing things a little bit out of proportion. Does anyone remember an animal idiom?
Out of proportion?
Making a mountain?
Out of the molehill.
Yes. Good. Making a mountain out of a molehill, right? Blowing things out of proportion. Okay, good. Any other last minute questions with these idioms? Oops, that was not a question.
I do. I have a question for Roar.
Okay.
If you are in the same room with strangers, how would you break the ice?
Good question.
Yes, I'll start to recognize them to each other and make a common discussion
Yeah, perfect.
between
Good.
us. Yes.
Yeah. And do you all find it difficult to break the ice, or is it usually easy?
No, it's difficult for me because I'm quite person. I don't speak too much,
You're
so
soft-spoken. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
difficult.
And have you ever found it difficult to break the ice in verbling classes?
Uh,
Sometimes. It's
sometimes,
okay.
yeah.
Sometimes there's a group of people that don't get along that well. But usually it's not the case. Usually it's
We
not
have
the case.
we have
Yeah.
gangster here.
What's that?
Thanks, Elena.
Yeah.
What's that? I can't hear you. All right, so we're just about out of time for today's class. So keep practicing with these idioms. I'll attach the document to the class description, so you have them there for reference, the
Teacher, I
exercise
have a question.
that we worked on today. Yes, Mustafa.
Why you attach the document after the class?
Because I don't want you to do it beforehand. I want you to be
Okay.
focusing on the class and not on, your answers.
To let us like fish out of water, you know?
It's good to feel like a fish out of water sometimes. It challenges you and it makes you grow.
Yeah.
All right. But if you want, I can start attaching some things ahead of time. But sometimes I have my reasons.
I will go for Ali maybe.
All right. Okay. So thank you all so much for your participation. It was a very great class. I really enjoyed it. I hope to see all of you soon. I hope you have a great weekend. And Mustafa, I hope you come back to Verbling.
No,
And
I will not leave the Verblink. I'll
good,
keep watching. I'll
good.
keep watching.
Okay, I'm happy. All right, so I'll see all of you again soon. Thanks very much for your
Thank
participation.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
Bye. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
nice weekend.
Bye.
Bye.